Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Boulder Canyon here on Farming Simulator 19. I'm just going to start this one up, and I want the hired help to be able to carry on doing what it's been doing, and it's been doing a really wonderful job. I'm really quite pleased with everything that it's been doing. But what I'm thinking is I'm just going to manually drive myself all the way up to the sacred stone, all the way over to here, and I'm going to stop right there and lift that bad boy up like that, and then I'm going to turn around from this point just so that I can see how well it will do. I'm wondering also if it's going to like drive all the way like once it goes all the way up, is it going to go then turn around and go all the way over to that side from here? Very curious about that. It should, in theory, take a full swath up through here. I may have just taken it a little bit too wide. Seems like it's going to be alright, but it's still kind of, like, questionable. I'll head down the bottom in a second, and I will carry on with the combining. But one thing I'm quite impressed with is just how quickly this tractor has progressed across this field, right? It's actually done most of the mowing and got most of the job done already, and it's not actually been going for that long, has it? Like we haven't finished the combining yet, right? We've been doing a few different things, we've been working on some different stuff here, but it hasn't actually finished everything yet, and I am pleasantly surprised by just how efficient it has been on here. Now, one thing that we might do next time round is we could do an extra couple of passes around the outside edge of the field. If I go the other way round, it will certainly be a lot easier because we won't have to climb the steep part. And I could do a few circuits around the stone in the middle. That'll take care of a lot of it. But I think overall, we've had some pretty good results here. Like, if you look at it, it's actually done remarkably well. I mean, yes, I have spent a bit of time doing some other stuff, like here and there in places, but not a huge amount. I mean, I'm just going to jump back down. I'm going to set that one going and come straight back up here. That combine then is at least underway and is traveling up and down across the field, and we're not going to have to worry about it. Now, are you going to go all the way across the field past this stone? We've gone and gotten rid of the stump that was in the way. He's going to ignore the stone, and he is going to go right on past. This is absolutely fantastic. It means that we're now doing the full width. So we've got that little strip there that we want to do manually in a little while. Well, we won't actually, I'm not going to do it manually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get to there, and then I'm going to press H. I'm going to stop the hired help from working. And instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to here, and I'm going to start it working from this lower side. So I'm going to start it there, like that, so that it does get that little tiny bit that is stuck out there on the side, and I'm going to go from here. I'm curious if it's going to go up the stone, because it does look like from this side that we've actually got a stump stuck out there somewhere, but I don't know. I know that the stone is a bit of an odd shape, and I think it does come down the hill a little bit on this side, so it might be because of that. It may also be because of where it was going to be turning round to come back in the other direction, which kind of looks like that's what it's doing on here, because it's gone all the way up to where we had it previously. Now it's going to come out and it's going to turn round. It does require a lot of space to turn, doesn't it? Does require a huge amount of space to turn, but I mean it's still doing all right. He's coming up to there, and hopefully he's going to go all the way up beside that stone again. I really hope he does. Okay, he's done it that time. This time I suspect he will get up to the stone, and then he will stop and he will turn round. And combine down there, I can leave that one going for a bit. So we can skip back over to the Scorpion, and we can do a little bit more in the way of tree felling. I'd like to be able to get those trees finished fairly quickly and fairly efficiently. The faster we can get them done, the faster we can get the money that is tied up in that bad boy. Because that thing is worth an absolute fortune. It's worth an arm and a leg, and possibly another leg as well, or maybe an arm, or maybe even both. It could be worth 2 arms and 2 legs, which is a lot of money. That, like, let's be honest here, 2 arms and 2 legs is quite a slice of cash. If you try to purchase them on the black market, good luck having any house left that wasn't under a heavy mortgage after that. That's all I can say to that one. Can you actually buy arms and legs on the black market? Probably you could somewhere. I'm sure you could somewhere. Right, well, on that morbid note, let's take a hop, skip, and a jump from here. You are doing just fine. I'll tell you what I will hop, skip, and jump to. We're going to ignore that one. I'm going to hop, skip, and jump over to this one, and I'm going to wrap a few more bales, because I've got a lot of bales here that we can wrap now. So we're going to slowly drag ourselves up the hill here, and we're going to start off by grabbing that lone solitary bale in the middle of the field, and we're going to wrap that one, and then we're going to head over this way, and we're going to start wrapping up some more of these. I'll wrap up all the bales that I can get. So that's another job that we kind of need to do along the way. The speed and efficiency that we have managed to get through doing these bales has surprised me. Right? The speed that we've managed to get through doing the wrapping while the rest of the jobs have been going on has quite surprised me. The speed that the mower has been able to efficiently get through, mow and produce bales at the same time has surprised me quite a lot, actually. I'm very surprised on that front. And yeah, I'm generally just surprised and impressed with the speed that we've gotten through it, because this does mean that we could seriously consider just using bales for our cows rather than having to use the silage fermenter, and then the bales we can just put into the total mixed ration mixer along with bales of hay and bales of straw. Right? We can do all of this with bales, because the bales are 8,000 litres apiece. We can put in entire trailer loads into the TMR mixer, because we've got a slightly modified mixer that we've been using on the live stream, and I'm also using it on the Estancia Lapacho time-lapse. Now, it's the one on the mod hub. I've just altered the numbers on it slightly. That's all. I've just altered the numbers on the XML. So I won't personally be releasing that one. It is there. I've had a few people asking about the mod list, both for here and for the time-lapse series, because I said that I'd be posting it on Discord. That's going to be coming. I'm actually hoping to be able to list all of the mods that I use in any game, and also include links to any mods that are not straight off of the mod hub, but be able to list the mods that I use, like all of the mods that I use, and just make a quick list. It's not done yet. It's on my to-do list, along with releasing the save game file for the Black Mountain time-lapse series. I would like to do that. Again, that is on my to-do list. My to-do list is long. I am fairly busy at the moment. I've got a lot going on. But it's getting there. I am actually getting there. Slowly getting there. And hopefully things will work out that I can get to it. I'm not making any promises, though. I make no promises about being able to complete any tasks that I say that I would like to complete, just that I would like to complete them. That is the only promise I'm making. So I will include also links to any of the mods that I'm using here. I know that most of them are included in the description down below, but there are some people that ask about some mods that I just pull from the mod hub that I don't include links for. I don't say what mods I'm using from mod hub. So some of them I have altered myself. Honestly, I don't remember which ones I've altered myself, and I don't remember all of the mods that I use either, because some of them have turned up in my mod folder because I've been using them on my multiplayer live streams, and I don't get those mods. Those mods are provided by the admins on our Discord server. So all of this information is going to be put on the Discord server. I need to put it somewhere. I did think about doing it with Google Documents so that I could like make a big document that people could use and update and so on. The thing is, I don't know all of the links myself. The admins on our Discord know some of the links that I don't know, and it's just going to be easier for everybody. Plus, we've got a nice active community on the Discord, so if you would like to join, then please feel free to do so. You are not honor bound to come along and talk. You can just join and use it to keep half an eye on the mod lists, if that is all you want to do. But there is a community there. And I would also like to say that the... I don't often talk about, like, current real-life things. I talk about real-life things that have happened in the past, or things related to the game and that, but I don't generally talk about current affairs. However, I feel at the moment that we do need to address some current affairs, in particular this virus that is going around. Now, there's a lot of information going around about it. There's a lot of people who are now becoming isolated from friends and family and having to keep away from friends and family, which some are no doubt finding difficult. And I would just like to say that the Discord server is there. There are plenty of people to talk to on it. And if you yourself or friends and family want to come along and join the Discord server, we do have some rules on there that still must be abided by. You know, that those rules are there pretty much the same as I have for my comment sections. I don't want bad language being used. Don't want anything inappropriate. We don't discuss religion or politics. That sort of thing. Basically, the same rules that I use in my comment section on any of my videos is pretty much the same rules that apply on the Discord server. There's a few extra little bits and pieces here and there, but we have the rules clearly laid out. And I say this because the rules are there so that everybody feels happy and comfortable, and not just one or two people. And so I would like to keep it that way. I would like to keep it that everybody that joins feels happy and comfortable. If you have got friends and family that want to join, that want to have people to talk to, if maybe there's not an online community somewhere that they currently are joined with, it doesn't matter. I don't care if they don't watch my videos. That's not important. There is a community here. It's an online community. It's different to what some people are used to, but there is a community here for people to come along and join and talk to and have people to communicate with. There is a link to the Discord in the description down below. It's a link to a YouTube video, another video of mine, and the link to the actual Discord is in there. It's very simple to sign up to Discord. So it's there if anybody wants it. If you're watching the videos and you're not normally a part of it and you haven't joined it and you want people to talk to, if you're one of the people that is having to stay away from everybody else, there is a community there that you can talk to. There's a lot of people in there, and the isolation thing, I myself, my family, we are isolated from everybody else. We're going through that. Me personally, it's pretty much life as usual for me. I sit and I stay away from, I avoid contact from all other people, and I work from home. So yeah, for me, it's pretty much business as usual. However, it's not business as usual for a lot of people. So it's right there, and there are a lot of people to talk to. There's a lot of people who will understand, and it's like, well, that's all we can say on that, really. Helper A has full grain tank. Okay, so you are doing absolutely fine, and this one is now going all the way across the field, and it is also done the bit behind the big stone over there. We haven't got a lot left on the silage to do up here, and then we'll be able to run down to here. You down this side. I'll bring you out round like that, and I'm going to unload a little bit from that one. Just going to get the tractor. We'll unload a little bit from that one, and then we will, just enough so that it can get up to the end of the field, and then I will let it run up to the end of the field, and then we'll follow it down and we'll unload some more. That'll get us most of a trailer load. We've wrapped up most of the bales. We've got a lot of bales, haven't we? There is a surprising and decent amount of bales up through there. We bring that one in under the spout, like that. And there's 1,000 litres. So we'll take that off of there. I'll just bring you over there like that. And I will jump back into this bad boy like this. And then we can spin round. Bring you over there. And I will press H like that. Right, so he's saying he's got nearly full grain tank. We know all about that. As soon as he gets up to the other end, he will turn round. I'm going to jump back to you. And we're going to head down to this end of the field. And we're going to be ready to start unloading this one. The next thing that we're going to need to do is start raking up this straw. So we might get on with raking the straw so that we can get the outside rounds out of the way. That means then we're not going to have to be worrying about that in a bit. We can bring the baler straight down and that one can go into there as soon as it's finished doing the grass up in the top field. And that's going to help keep everything moving along. Now, you are coming out straight. I was wondering if that one was going to just come out straight on there or if it was going to turn and head up the field. It's not quite ready to be turning up the field yet. I suspect after it's done one more down across the field and back up, it will go all the way up to the other end. That's my theory here. As you look at how steep it is now on there, we'll bring that one around like this. Yeah, I reckon that this next pass on the way back, he will be going the full length of the field. We're going to be planting corn in here next. That is the next crop that we want, so that we're starting to get some corn prepared to feed the pigs that we're going to be getting. We know that we're going to be getting pigs. We're hoping to be getting pigs fairly soon. I would say, actually, that we're really not very far off of the pigs at all, because once we've got those trees felled behind us, that's going to be it for felling trees. We won't need to fell any more trees. I mean, if we really do need to fell more trees, we could always go and buy a few more. However, I'm thinking that we're not going to need to worry about that. I'm thinking that we buy a few more. We can always go and buy back the scorpion. Alright, we can always go and buy it back later on if we really, really need to. But I don't think we're going to need to. Like, the amount of money that we make from the wool, especially now the sheep are growing more. We've also got the chickens there, although I was actually thinking if we can at all get away with it, we won't sell the eggs from the chickens until the very end of the series. We've got crops coming off the fields. We can do a cash crop with the silage. We've got these oats here that we're going to be wanting to sell. We've got a decent amount of money coming in. And then we're going to be buying cows, which is going to be supplying milk. And the milk is going to be a huge chunk of cash as well. So we'll stop you right there. I'm going to bring the trailer back out round this way. And leave you over here. Now, I'm kind of hoping that the combine will already want to move on up. Just wondering where the best place to put the trailer would be so that it's out of the way. The combine can still reach it, because we'll probably just end up yeah, it is going to be doing the full length of the field now. We'll probably, at this point, drive the combine to the trailer when it's ready to empty out. So I think if we leave it there, we should have just enough room to get round. We can go now and we can do 2 rounds around the outside of the field with the rake manually, and then we should be able to set the hired help going, and we will just manually empty out the combine. I think that will be the fastest option. And by the time we have done this, our tractor and baler should actually be pretty much ready to roll. I'm going to bring you... I've driven onto the field on this side rather than going up onto the other side, but I'm actually going to take it right round, and we're going to start our raking up over here. I'm not actually even going to start the raking yet. I'm just going to bring this one to this point around here somewhere, like that. I'm going to start you unfolding, and then I'm going to jump up over here. Just wanted to have a look. We'll go and grab a couple more bales, and we'll wrap up a couple of them, just so that we're staying on top of what we've got here. Is that tractor stuck? There's a bale over there in front of him. No, he's not stuck. Just wondering if maybe a bale had gotten caught up underneath it, but it doesn't. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, that's doing absolutely fine. See the amount of grass that is left behind here? There's quite a surprising amount of grass that has been left behind here. despite the fact that there is a lot of grass here, I'm tempted not to do anything with it. I'm tempted just to leave it so that we can keep going with the baling, because that's the more important bit as far as I'm concerned. I want to keep that running, so that we don't, like, that one, I don't want that one stopping. I want that one just to keep working so that we can get on top of as much as possible. I mean, really, the only thing that I might consider doing is turning that one round and having it move up and down the hill a little bit to just, like, do those few bits of grass right there. We're going to have that go from the top to the bottom. And it would work its way through that. It might take it a minute or two, but it would work its way through it, and we wouldn't have to sit there and nurse it either, which is quite a good thing. That would make it quite a positive thing to be able to do that. I'll bring you over here and drop that one down there, and then on through to this one. Think that is all the bale. Right, I'm not going to get any more bales, even if there are another one. Like, this Helper J has stopped work unexpectedly unknown. Oh, that would be the combine down there. He's run out of grass. Oats. Well, technically, oats are grass, right? Technically, they are a type of grass. So, that is technically correct. However, we don't generally refer to these crops as grass, do we? Not normally. That's not normal sort of references and referrings, is it? Like, we would normally just call this a cereal and not a grass, despite the fact that it is actually a grass. Anyway, moving on from that, we want to go over to you, we want to start you up, and we want to do that. Now, is this the one, can we... No, there isn't an option for... Well, I did wonder if this one you could, like, extend the arms out a little bit. I know that some machines you can, I believe it's the mowers that you can, but I don't think you can do it with this one. Now, I'm just going to do 2 lines down here, like this, because we will probably... And also, yeah, the combine moved up and down here with just 2 lines, so just 2 on here, but if I can pick out 3 on the rest of the round, it makes it easier. It does mean that we get all of the straw. Also, I would like to... Well, I was actually wondering about having a slightly wider rake. Like, the width of the combine, we can just about grab 3 widths of straw on here, but it is a bit of a struggle to get a full 3 widths. I mean, if I could get 3 widths on here, that would be absolutely wonderful. That would be absolutely wonderful. It would make life a little bit easier doing this raking, because now I do want to get 3 widths, so I've only got to do 2 passes on the field. If I can just juggle this so that I can pull in 3 widths, I can take 3 here, and then I can go back round and I can get the last one. I'm leaving a couple of little spots, but honestly, those little spots aren't going to matter, because we'll be able to pick them up with the baler when we come back round over here a little bit later on. So I'm going to bring that on round there. So far, so good. Couple little spots. So long as it's on the inside, we'll get them as we turn the baler on the headland each time. Right? Like that little tiny bit that's left behind there. I mean, yes, technically, those little tiny spots aren't going to matter. They're really not going to make any difference. The chances of us having a bale that will be completed with a tiny, tiny, insignificant speck of straw like that are fairly low. The chances of us having half a bale left over is significantly higher, and we can't really do anything about that. You can't actually go and make up a full bale very easily. That is considerably more difficult. And once we get up to this top end up here, is there anything I need to check? No, there isn't. We're 55% on the oats, so we can just keep on going. And so far, we're doing pretty good. Like, I'm always like this whole task here. I'm never a fan of, like, when it's literally, there's no margin for error on this particular little job. There is absolutely no margin for error on this at all. I drift ever so slightly one way or the other, and I leave a little tiny bit behind, and a little tiny part of my soul dies inside at the abysmal failure that I have become. That I have, like, that my screaming failure, and it's there, painted on the side of the field. It is there for everybody to witness. My failure to keep the tractor in a straight line. Well, see, this is the problem. It's not even keeping it in a straight line. Like, this is keeping it in a real wiggle. There's no straight lines involved on most of this. That's not straight lines. There's nothing like straight lines. Okay, now I'm going to bring it back round this way. And we're going to go all up in there like that. And then I'm going to just follow along on this row. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it slightly out a little bit. But I'm going to go on this row here. So, for the most part, anything that I have missed is going to stay missed, because I'm not going to be going back over to it. I'm not going to be heading back over that far. And then up round here like this. This one I'm picking up 3 rows. Ooh, okay. No pressure or anything, but I got the 3 rows, and this one really, really has no margin for error. I missed a bit. I missed a tiny little bit. Failed again. And yeah, well, I'm kind of accepting that on these corners I am going to be I'm going to be missing bits horribly. There's going to be horrible, horrible misses all the way through. If I drive down here, I can be very careful that I don't drive onto the crop, and we can keep this one running. We can keep it going. The only thing that we're going to need to do is make sure that the straw stays out of the way of any future straw. And also stays out of the way of the combine. But that shouldn't be much of a challenge, should it? In round this corner. Oop, stay away from the crop. Stay away from the crop. Stay away from that combine as well. Right, what are you doing? Seriously, what are you doing? You're all over the place. My tractor up there, I don't know where the other one is. He's still mowing, but I'm not quite sure where he's gone. So we'll head over to the corner over there, and then I was going to say I'll put the hired help going, but I can't just yet. I can't put the hired help going until I have got all of this outside round raked up, and then I've got to come in with the baler, and I've got to go round, and I've got to bale up the 2 outside rounds. So I'll come in and grab you there. I've got a little bit there that is a bit of a mess. I don't know what that was. Well, I honestly don't know. I've not been drinking. I've not been drinking. I haven't smoked anything dodgy lately. I'm going to assume, therefore, that it was a problem with the hydraulics on the steering. And that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Okay? That's what it was. There's a problem with the hydraulics on the steering. There was nothing else going on there. Nothing to see here, folks. I'm going to bring you out to there like that. And I'm just going to stop you there, and then we're going to skip up to here. Okay, so the tractor has moved on to that bit there. I've got a little tiny patch over this side that hasn't been done yet, which we'd kind of expect. Although, actually, he's left far less here than I thought he would. Like, I reckon twice more around the edge of the field, and it would have taken care of all of that, pretty much. There wouldn't have been any more to deal with. So all we've got, I've got this bit over here. It's a good job I did come up here when I did, because that bale right there, that one has got a lot of, that one would have been right in a way. That one would have caused us some problems. So we can move you over here, and then you're not going to cause us any problems. I'm thinking I would like to get down to the straw. Go and do the outside rounds on the straw, so that then I can get the hired help working on the inside rounds. But what we're going to do, in order to ensure that that works well, is I'm going to wait until that bale is filled up a bit. It's 32% at the moment. That means it feels kind of cheaty doing that too much. So we'll allow that bale to fill up properly with grass, and then when it's almost completely full with grass, that's when we will switch over and stop the hired help. It's got another bale that is about to, it has dumped out right there. Now what are you doing? Alright. Alright, what are you doing? He's reversed up. I don't quite know what the reversing was in aid of. Fortunately, the bale fell out where it did. Was able to be pushed back out of the way. And has not caused any problems. On that one goes. And the bale is completely out of the way. And free from harm as well. Excellent. Right. Let's bring you over this way. And I'll bring you up there, and I will stop this one somewhere over here. I can empty off that one like that. Bring you forward a bit, and I'll shut you off. I know I got one more bale over there. I'll deal with that one in a minute. I want to go to you. We will get to the end of the row. That is going to give us 90% on the bale, 96%. That is a very high percentile. There we go. 98% of that bale is now done. Helper I down there has got a full grain tank. That's fine. I want to switch over to you, and I want to do that, and I want to empty out that bale from there. I'm going to leave it up the top here. We're going to run down here, and we're going to go around the outside edge of this field. I'm going to gather up all of this straw. As soon as I have done that, I then need to go and get a trailer so that I can start doing... I'll leave the combine where it is for a second, because I can go and do this. Then we can get a trailer and we can pick up the straw bales around the edge of the field. We can take them back to the yard. And then we want to take this one back up and carry on doing the grass. And I could also get... Well, actually, no, the tractor and the rake, they need to keep going with the raking next. So they will be put back to work in the field, raking up the rest of the straw as soon as this one is done. And then we'll... Just trying to think. Gather the bales of straw, and then get on with the raking. This one will be up the top, finishing off the grass up there, and then once it's done the grass up there, then it can come down and we can do the baling down here. The straw is the bit that we have to do manually. We can bale the grass without having to do it manually, which does make our life a little bit easier. And that's it, really. That's all we got to worry about. Right? We genuinely don't need to concern ourselves with any more than that. The whole idea of doing fermented, like getting a fermenting silo and doing it like that, was because I thought that handling the bales would be more difficult. But the speed that we have managed to get that field up there all done has surprised me. I mean, yes, it took a little bit of time to do the outside rounds, but that's in part because I went up the hill the wrong way. I went up the steepest part. I should have gone down the steepest part. That would have been a little bit easier on both the tractor and us, and time and everything else. So we will do that next time. And I think we've proved that we can actually just leave this setup working, and it's not going to hold us up all that much. I mean, yes, it probably would be a little faster to use the hired help and let them go through the field and do mowing and raking. But you've also got to take into account the fact that we would have to manually go around and do the outside edges for it, on both the mowing and the raking. And then we've got to manually go through and do all of the baling. And that's what would really take the time. And I don't really want to have to manually go around and do all of the baling. So if I can avoid doing that, and I can do it this way instead, that is going to be considerably better. I think that is going to ultimately make a big difference to everything. So I bring you over this way like this. My only concern is when I start the hired... Actually, no, it's not much for concern. I haven't really done anything down the side. You remember what we did the hired help started last time? Our big problem wasn't the hired help doing the raking. Our big problem was the hired help on the rake kept trying to turn the wrong way. So then I had to manually go back and nurse it and make it turn the correct way. That was very weird. And I don't know why it kept doing that. There's one thing that is lacking in the base game, I feel, on this game, is that you can't manually override the hired help to get it to sort of in a situation like that. If you save your game and you exit and then you come back in again and you have your hired help and you want to set it going again, there's no way to actually make sure that the hired help does exactly what you need it to be doing. And what we needed the hired help to be doing was working in, like going in the opposite direction. And it wasn't doing that. And that was really, really incredibly frustrating for me. And it was a bit of a pain, but there doesn't seem to be a way to override that. And that to me is something that should be in a game. That is a function that is... It's one of those functions that I feel is needed in the game and should be there. I'm not quite sure how they would do it, mind. Like, I'm just trying to think. I was about to try and, like, make a suggestion for how it could work, but I'm not really sure. I mean, I guess something like the AI vehicle extension, because that really does seem to be one of the better options, as from what I can see. Like, the AI vehicle extension being able to figure out, like, on here, it doesn't have to follow the exact straight lines. It's able to follow the contours of the field and go round the outside edges of the field. Just little details like that. They do make a big difference. And I've been surprised for the last 2 iterations of Farming Simulator that we don't have something like that as the base game hired help. We've still got the dead straight lines for the base game hired help and nothing more. It doesn't have the ability to go around the outside edges of the field. And that has surprised me. I thought that they would have coded that in by this point. Maybe they will for the next time round. I don't really know. I mean, yes, there are complications, and with the AI vehicle extension, there are situations where it actually makes it harder. And I would assume also for lower-end machines, and also perhaps consoles as well, it would use more power for it to be able to, like, figure out the pathing and stuff like that. So that would make it a little bit more difficult. Maybe that is reasons why it's not doing, why we haven't got those sort of functionalities built into the game. I'm not really sure. But anyway, I have managed to get all the way up here. I'm going to mostly load this one up with straw so that I'm not wasting too much grass. So I'll bring that one out round there, and we will spin round here. And then I can head back up to the top, and we can go and do a little bit more mowing up there. So we're going to just go along this row a little bit. 89, 90, there. All right, 7,905. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to head up across the field this direction so that I can just manually take up a little tiny bit of the grass up there. I'm going to manually take up a little bit of the grass over here as well on the way through. But we'll mostly be doing this in our next episode because I've run out of time for today's episode. So if you have enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.